Hey gang, David Henry from Inspired Tennis. Hope you're doing well. Hey, it's been quite a while since I've done a video. At least 2-3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, I don't know, maybe 4, who knows, time flies. But I've been real busy wrapping up my son's baseball season, my daughter's softball season, and went on vacation for a week to the beach with my family, been out of town for work, so things have been busy. But good to be back here in front of the camera to talk to you about another new string, fairly new string. It's a SOLINCO Barb Wire. Before I get into the specifics of the string, though, I want to talk a little bit about the SOLINCO brand, okay? And I've got my notes here, so bear with me as I go through these notes. Been talking with SOLINCO about the string and their company. And SOLINCO, if you haven't heard of them, you definitely will. They're definitely an up-and-coming string brand. They've had a lot of success to date with their kind of flagship copolyester string called Tourbite, and I've done some reviews of Tourbite quite a while ago, so you can find that on my site at www.inspiredtennis.com. It's a great string, Tourbite, and personally, I'm very fond of the SOLINCO brand. SOLINCO was one of the very first companies that I started working with here at Inspired Tennis to review strings and get information from them and to promote their strings. And their director, KT Kim, has been nothing but exceptionally nice and helpful all along. So, it makes me really happy to be able to talk to you about Tourbite in previous posts, and now today to talk to you about Barb Wire and spread the word a little bit about this great up-and-coming string brand. Okay, so but more about the brand before I get into the specifics about Barb Wire is SOLINCO is gaining a strong following in the junior, college, and even professional ranks. Over 1/3 of the top 25 Division I men's college teams are using SOLINCO. 75 Division I men's college teams are using SOLINCO. SOLINCO is the official string for UCLA, Pepperdine, Baylor, Virginia Tech, and most recently for 3-time defending champ USC. As far as the juniors are concerned, the number 2 and number 3 ranked ITF World Juniors are using SOLINCO. Bjorn Fratangelo, who won the French Open Junior title in 2010, is using Tourbite. And then some of the United States top juniors are using SOLINCO. In the boys 18 and under division in the U.S., the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 6 players are using SOLINCO. So that's 5 out of the top 6 18 and under boys juniors are using SOLINCO. So definitely you can see the brand is doing well and getting a lot of use from some of these up-and-coming rising stars and juniors and college teams and things like that. So I'm sure if you haven't heard of SOLINCO yet, you definitely will hear more about them in the future. To get more specific about this string Barb Wire, it is the newest string from SOLINCO. It's been out about a year, so it's certainly not brand new, but it is certainly starting to gain a lot more momentum and popularity. It's a copolyester string, like a lot of their strings. I mean, they do have some multi-filaments and some synguts, but SOLINCO's basically kind of built its reputation with Tourbite as a copolyester string, and now with this new string Barb Wire's copolyester. This one's designed for maximum spin. SOLINCO's used some new chemical additives in this string that they haven't used in any of the others. And it's really interesting in talking with KT that they worked basically on this formula, these chemical additives in the formula. They worked on it, tested it for about 3 years before finally setting the formula in stone and moving forward with this. So, they believe that they're using with these new additives, chemical additives, that no one else is using them in other strings. Therefore, with Barb Wire, you have a string that has a unique feel and playability. As far as, I'm backtracking a little bit, as far as some of the other players using it, I forgot to mention that pro player. I think he's ranked as high as number 18 in the world at one point. Igor Andreev is using barbed wire. So that's pretty cool for SOLINCO as well. This string, it's ideal for players looking for additional spin, okay? Like with most copoly strings, you know, it's ideal for a player who already possesses top spin producing ground strokes with fast racket head speed, okay? That's the type of player that's really going to make these strings hum, really going to make them sing, and get the most benefit out of this type of string. I forgot to mention as well, it's a twisted polyester, okay? So SOLINCO's worked with this new chemical additives and set the formula to extrude the string, and then once they're ready, they twist it as well for additional spin and additional bite. So basically, you know, like I said, great for players with fast racket head speed, who already have top spin producing ground strokes. Could be great in a hybrid as well. As you know, most of the popular hybrids out there are poly mains with a softer cross, or sometimes vice versa. So barbed wire could definitely be used that way as well. As far as the gauges, it comes in a 16 gauge, which is 1.30 millimeters. It comes in my favorite gauge, which is 16L at 1.25 millimeters. And then 17 gauge as well in 1.20 millimeters. Black only is the color of the string, and it's available in 40-foot sets and 656-foot reels. The packaging, I think this packaging, SOLINCO's always done a really nice job with their packaging. Really high quality, classy, professional looking packaging. And I think this barbed wire packaging is just awesome looking, because it's kind of this grayish black look and feel to it with the red SOLINCO logo. So I think this just really pops. I like it. And the availability of these strings, it's available online at some of the major tennis retailers. Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Express, and Allbird Sports are all carrying barbed wire. And then you'll find it, you know, if you happen to be in an area where your club or shop carries it. There are some clubs and shops throughout the U.S. that are carrying barbed wire as well. And then, of course, you can generally find it on eBay as well. Before I made this video, I went out to eBay and checked, and definitely saw some people selling barbed wire out there on eBay. The prices, the most common best price you're going to find is $11.50 per set and $155 per reel. So really economical copolyester string. I mean, not the cheapest. You know, you've seen some copolys in the 7, 8, 9 range, but certainly not the high-end, most expensive polys like you'll see with some of the Luxilons or even some Babala, you know, of $16, $17, $18, $19 per set. So, you know, $11.50 per set, really good deal for this string. From a stringing perspective, I strung up a set this past weekend, and like most copolyester strings, it's certainly not as easy to string as a soft multi-filament, but wasn't difficult by any means as either. Pretty much average coil memory for a poly, you know, no issues whatsoever. I mean, it was really easy to string up. Played with a set. I have not played with this most recent set. Like I said, I've been so busy I barely had time to breathe. But I did play about a year ago. KT sent me a set of barbed wire. That was actually before it was even out on the market. I play tested one for them, and really liked it. I mean, had a lot of great spin, as you would expect from this string. Great feel. I played with the 17 gauge, which was a little thinner than I normally like, but really good polyester string. I think you'd be pleased with it. It, you know, ranks right up there as far as any other polys that I've played with. It certainly, you know, when stringing it certainly has that good high quality feel to it. Like I've said in some of my other videos, some of the lower end cheaper copolys, they've got this cheap, like plasticky look and feel to it, and that's not the case with barbed wire. Barbed wire is definitely a solid feeling, got a really good feel to it when it's in your hands. You can tell that it is a higher quality copolyester string. Be on the lookout in the coming weeks because I'm going to announce another string giveaway contest. Solinco and KT were very generous with this string. KT sent me 7 sets and 1 for me to string up, and then 6 of them to give away to you, my loyal Inspired Tennis followers. So be on the lookout for that. I'll put out a video like I normally do announcing the contest, and we'll leave it open for a week or two for you to enter, and then do the drawing as always to find out who the 6 lucky winners will be, and we'll go from there. So get with me, comments, emails, however you want. If you have any questions about barbed wire or about the SOLINCO brand in general, I'll be happy to answer those and talk to you about it. And that is all I have for tonight. Thanks for checking in.